I think one of my worst memories was she was drunk and we were at her friend's house and she wanted to leave and I didn't want to leave with her because she was drunk and I was afraid of her driving, and she made me get in the car, and I have my little stuffed monkey. I had a Curious George that I still have today. It's the only thing I have left from my childhood. But we were in the car and she kept stopping and going, stopping and going. She was so drunk she didn't know what she was doing. And I kept telling myself, just jump, just get out, you're gonna end up getting killed, just jump out. And finally one time when she went to stop, I jumped out and I ran and I ran and I ran. And she didn't even know how to put the car in park to try to chase after me. And I ran and I hid in some bushes by the police station. And a little while later, she had been arrested for DUI. And they found me in the bushes and they put me in foster home. And I hated it. I hated it so much. And they were more abusive to me than my mom was. They made me stay in a room, and I would wet the bed at night because I was told I couldn't leave my room. I wasn't allowed in the living room. And then she fought and she finally got me back, and the abuse just kept on. My nose has been broken. She slammed my hand in the car door. She told me I was dirty, I was nasty, I would never amount to anything. She said she hated me. I told her that her boyfriend touched me and she let him move in anyways. I mean, it's just awful. A parent is not supposed to treat a child that way. I don't remember ever having a Christmas tree. I don't remember having furniture. I would get picked on at school for wearing the same clothes over and over again. They used to call me Shaggy because I didn't know how to do my hair. She never did my hair. I would just take a shower and kind of shake it, and that's how I went to school. I hated not being loved. I hated being dirty. I hated not having clean clothes to wear to school. I hated not having anybody ask me if I had homework, let alone help me with it. I just felt like I wasn't supposed to be here. I guess your worst nightmare was my life. I was in 10th grade and I was already pregnant when I met him. And he told me that he wanted to be with me, but that he wasn't gonna raise anybody else's child. So he convinced me to get my first abortion. It was the first of 4. A few years later, I ended up getting with a guy, same cycle, very abusive, very controlling, and I got pregnant. And he gave me pills to make me sick so that I would lose the baby. And then when it didn't work, he made me go. That time I don't think I really had a choice. I didn't want to be connected to him for the rest of my life because of who he was and how he hurt me. But I didn't want to go through that again. But I went again. And then a year or so later, the final one. And that one didn't turn out so good. Something went wrong and I got really, really sick. And the doctor told me that if you keep this up, you're probably not gonna ever have kids. And I had to go back for a D&C because they didn't get it all the first time. And they had to bring the doctors in because I started yelling and screaming. And I didn't want to do it. And I had to listen to that sound. It sounds like a vacuum. But the medicine they gave me, that they give you to try to make you be like half passed out, it didn't work that time. And they had the machine right next to me, and you could see everything that they were taking out. You could see the blood, and you could see the tissue. And it's just in a bucket next to the bed. And I was there all by myself. He left. And I just had to sit there. And then they kind of look at you like, it's your fault, you did this to yourself. They don't try to hug you and make you feel better. They don't tell you it's okay. They just let you sit there in a recliner in a room with 4 or 5 other people that just made the worst mistake of their life. There's things that we go through, people that hurt us, things we don't understand, but it's for a purpose. Listening to my story and looking at who I am today, there's no way in the world that anybody could argue that God has a plan. I went through what I went through so that I could help other abused women, so that I could nurture a young girl who's had abortions, so that I could understand less fortunate, so that I could love unconditionally. And through God's love, I've been able to forgive my mom, my dad, the men in my life, myself. And through my struggles and my pain, I'm the light of my family. So when things are hard and you don't understand, don't get upset with God. He thought enough of you to take you through what you're going through so that he can use you for his kingdom one day. And I am extremely humbled that he thought enough about me as an egg in my mother's womb to take me down the path that he did so that one day I could serve his children. So please just trust God, love him, and understand he has a plan for all of us. He created us to love him and to love and serve his children. My name is Stephanie, and I am changed.